Our next speaker today is going to be sharing his lived experience as well as his perspective and outreach on behalf of the Ismaili Muslim community of British Columbia. Mr. Farouq Manji is a member of the community relations of the Ismaili Council for BC. He is known for his volunteer work and advocacy for mental health and has received one of 14 provincial medals for good citizenship. Farouq has spearheaded initiatives that foster open dialogue in inviting senior government and civic leaders to participate in debates on Islamophobia, civic engagement, art, its contributions to the world, and how we can all work together to achieve a better country. Thank you so much for joining us, Farouq, along with your colleagues, Armin Kasim and Kevin Hijri. We really appreciate you being here to share your lived experience and perspective. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you, Brother Yusuf. I would like to begin by acknowledging that I'm speaking to you from the traditional territory of the Coast Salish peoples, specifically the shared traditional territories of the Squamish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations. Government leaders, distinguished guests, sisters and brothers in Islam. On behalf of the Ismaili community in British Columbia, it is an honor to have been invited to share this platform with you today in recognition of the Day of Action and Remembrance on Islamophobia. We would also like to express our heartfelt gratitude to the Foundation for a Path Forward for organizing this important panel and for the efforts and commitment in responding to the challenge of Islamophobia and racism here in British Columbia and across this country. The suffix phobia is a strange one. It's one which we all know refers to an often irrational and exaggerated fear of something. It is a human tendency to fear that which we do not know or understand. But when this fear is left to percolate in an environment of misunderstanding, suspicion, misinformation, and willful ignorance, we are led down a dark path, one that often ends in violence, hatred, and intolerance. We would suggest that the antidote to such a phobia is knowledge. We must seek to make the unknown known. An understanding of Islam, of its multiple expressions, of the diversity and plurality of the Muslim community or Ummah, and their various cultures, artistic traditions, intellectual heritages, languages, and traditions is an essential starting point. His Highness the Aga Khan has characterized the misperceived conflict between the West and the Muslim world as one of a clash of ignorance, observing that, quote, the essential problem as I see it in relations between the Muslim world and the West is a clash of ignorance. And what I would prescribe as an essential first step is a concentrated educational effort. Instead of shouting at one another, we must listen to one another and learn from one another, end quote. The Quran itself addresses this challenge of ignorance and calls out to all of humanity. O mankind, we have created you male and female and have made you nations and tribes, so that you may know one another, unquote. In this verse, the call to education, to seek knowledge, and to understand the other is not only a matter of ethical obligation, but divine imperative. And through a lot of my experience at the Ismaili Center, which was established not only as a place of spiritual search, but also a place and space for broadening intellectual horizons and fostering an appreciation of pluralism. Through various programs, the center encourages mutual exchanges and understanding between diverse peoples, communities, and faiths. Here in Canada, we are fortunate in that we have the foundations of a rich tapestry of belonging, the threads of pluralism, of respect, of tolerance, and of an appreciation of the diversity are ones which lie at the heart of Canada's societal fabric. We know too that the fabric of Canadian society is not immune to fraying, but it is our hope that events like today, organizations that have come together, and all of us provide the opportunity for us to both continue these conversations, but also to embark on the new ones, so that together we can contribute to the weaving of societal fabric that free it of the strands of hate, fear, and ignorance. Thank you once again for the opportunity for being a part of this.
Jazakallah, Brother Farouq. We appreciate you sharing those words. And I was touched by something you said in His Excellency, the Aga Khan, speaking about the importance of education and getting to know one another as being at the core of helping to end this virus of hatred and Islamophobia is something that we are totally in alignment and passionate about. Our anti-racism roadshow and happy hour, it's built on that idea that in essence, and this is confirmed by research out of the United States from the Institute for Policy Understanding, which is that the very act of sitting down and meeting someone from a group you previously held either disparaging or biased views about reduces those views by 50% just by meeting someone from that group. So it's one of the most powerful ways to effectively deal with the individual bias and discrimination that we see. So thank you again for sharing the perspective and the views and the experiences. We appreciate it. Thank you kindly.